Passive income or cash flow? What do you really need first? It's the question every beginner asks the minute they get serious about money. Social media tells you to build multiple income streams. Financial gurus swear by rental income, dividend stocks, and digital products that make money in your sleep. And yes, it all sounds amazing. Who wouldn't want to sit back while their bank account fills itself? But here's the harsh truth. If your cash flow is broken, no amount of passive income will save you. Cash flow isn't flashy. It doesn't come with a flex or a hype train, but it is the system that holds everything together. And without it, passive income becomes just another illusion. You might earn money while you sleep, but if you're still living paycheck to paycheck, spending recklessly, or managing your income like a hobby instead of a system, you'll be broke with 5 income streams. The foundation comes first, and that foundation is strong, consistent, positive cash flow. Let's break it down. Cash flow is the money moving in and out of your life. Not just your income, but your rent, your groceries, your subscriptions, your daily habits. It's the part no one sees because it's boring. But that's the thing about money. The boring stuff is what builds wealth. Passive income, on the other hand, is money you earn with little to no effort. A rental property that pays you monthly. A blog that generates ad revenue. Stock dividends that drip into your account. All great if you're ready for them. But most people aren't. They hear the word passive and think it means easy. So they rush into things without knowing how to manage even one income stream. They start a dropshipping business before they understand profit margins. They invest in dividend stocks without knowing how to track their own spending. They create a digital product and then panic when it doesn't sell. Why? Because they skipped step 1. They skipped mastering their cash flow. Take this example. 2 people both earn $4,000 a month. Person A has no idea where their money goes. They spend randomly, never save, and every month feels like a reset button. Person B tracks their income and expenses, lives on $2,500, saves $500, and invests the remaining $1,000 into assets that will grow. Now, let's say both of them earn $500 a month in passive income. Person A still can't breathe financially. That extra money disappears into the same chaos. Person B, that $500 goes straight into investments, increasing their future earnings and financial freedom. The difference isn't the passive income, it's the cash flow system supporting it. Too many people want shortcuts. They want passive income to fix their life when what they need is control. They want freedom, but they don't want to change how they live. If you can't manage the income you already have, why would more money change anything? This is why people win the lottery and still go broke. It's why influencers with 6-figure incomes end up in debt. They have money, but no system. And without a system, money leaks through your life like water through a cracked bucket. Let's not forget that passive income also takes time and resources to build. That rental property you want? It needs a down payment, maintenance costs, tenant management. That stock portfolio? It needs capital. That ebook you want to sell? It needs writing, marketing, and months of patience. These things are only passive once the heavy lifting is done. And doing that heavy lifting while your cash flow is a mess is like trying to build a second floor on a house with no foundation. It won't hold. Now here's where people get it twisted. They think cash flow means budgeting, and budgeting sounds like suffering. But it's not about restriction, it's about direction. Cash flow gives your money a job. It lets you say, this goes to rent, this goes to food, this goes to savings, and this goes to build something. And over time, that something turns into investments, into options, into freedom. That's when passive income starts to make sense. That's when it becomes a tool, not a lifeline. If you ask any financially stable person what changed their life, they won't say, I got a passive income stream. They'll say, I got serious about how I handled my money. They stopped letting money control them and started giving it direction. They tracked their spending, built an emergency fund, lived below their means, and paid themselves first. Passive income came after they got organized, not before. Take someone working a 9-to-5 earning $3,500. They start freelancing on weekends and bring in an extra $800. Sounds great, right? But if their spending increases with their income, more takeout, nicer clothes, fancier phone, that $800 disappears. Now imagine someone else earning the same amount, but living on just $2,000 and investing the rest into a low-cost index fund. They might not have a passive income stream today, but in a few years, they'll have a solid portfolio generating monthly dividends. Which of the two do you think will be wealthier long-term? A friend of mine once told me he was building passive income through affiliate links. He made a few sales, earned $60 in a month, and immediately upgraded his phone. It wasn't about how much he made, it was about what he did with it. That same $60 could have gone toward paying off debt or funding an ad campaign to scale his project. But instead, it got absorbed by impulse spending. That's what broken cash flow looks like. It's not always dramatic. Sometimes it's just small leaks that sink big dreams. It's not about how many streams you have, it's about how you handle them. One stable, well-managed stream is more powerful than 5 messy ones. The internet sells you the dream of doing nothing and getting rich. But the truth is, even passive income requires active discipline in the beginning. You'll need to understand taxes, fees, time value, and strategy, and none of that matters if your cash flow is out of control. You're not ready for income that compounds if you can't manage the income you already have. Here's the big mistake. People treat passive income like a lifestyle, but it's not. It's a result of consistent systems. The real lifestyle, it's the boring one. The one where you live below your means. Where you automate your savings. Where you don't touch your emergency fund. Where you stop impressing people who aren't paying your bills. That's the lifestyle that builds wealth. That's what makes passive income possible. Without that, you're chasing money you'll never keep. Even people who get rich quickly eventually crash if they ignore cash flow. Celebrities, athletes, viral entrepreneurs, they made the money but didn't know how to manage it. And when the money stopped flowing in, they had nothing to fall back on. Why? Because they never mastered the basics. They skipped the part where they learned how to live sustainably. Don't be like them. Don't get distracted by shiny income streams before you've built the discipline to handle one. So what do you really need first? Passive income or cash flow? The answer is clear. Cash flow, every time. It's not glamorous, but it works. It gives you control. It gives you peace. And most importantly, it gives you options. Once your cash flow is consistent, once you've built breathing room and financial structure, then you can explore passive income, not to save you, but to scale you. I've seen people turn their entire financial situation around just by tracking their spending and eliminating 3 small expenses. No new job, no new stream, just clarity and structure. And guess what? Once that structure was in place, they had money left over to finally invest. That's the power of flow. It builds the muscle that makes passive income sustainable. So don't let social media pressure you into thinking you're behind. You're not. If you're tracking your spending, saving consistently, paying down debt, and keeping a surplus every month, you're ahead of 90% of people. That's the real flex. That's the foundation that will support everything else. And once you've got that, passive income becomes powerful. Not because you need it to survive, but because it helps you thrive. If this video gave you a shift in perspective, don't keep it to yourself. Subscribe, share it, leave a comment about where you are in your journey. Cash flow, passive income, or somewhere in between. Whatever you do, remember this. Passive income is a privilege. Cash flow is a priority. Get the priority right and the rest will come. Thanks for watching.